Hello and welcome to our new moon male class. I'm Lizzie Lasater. Joining us, teaching us today is Judith Hanson Lasater. Hi, Mama.
Hi, Lizzie. Hi, everyone.
Today we have a special treat. It's a no prop restorative class. No props! You thought it would never happen. We thought Mama would never make it there, but the idea of today's class, the kind of thesis statement is it's August, maybe you're traveling, you don't have everything with you, but you still are in desperate need of silence, relaxation, resting, finding an internal sense of spaciousness and vacation. So, what I want to tell you before we start is number one, what you will need to do the practice, not really props, but you will want to have a throw blanket to cover up. You'll want to have a pillow from your couch or from the Airbnb hotel room where you are. Something to cover your eyes. I'm going to use this scarf and I'm going to use two
A
couch pillows.
towel or anything.
Yeah. And I'm going to use two couch pillows, which you'll see when we do Shavasana. We're going to do 3 poses today together, but each of them could be standalone. Mama will teach us the whole sequence. But if you only have time for one, then it's absolutely appropriate. Anything else, Mama, you want to say before you ring the bells and get us started?
Yes, even if you're not on vacation or traveling or in some different circumstance, you're at home. It's important, I think, to remember and to recognize and to notice how easy it is for us to tell ourselves, I'll rest later. I'll go to bed early. I'll sleep later. When what we need is just a few moments right now to do nothing, to fold inward, to let go. And that process is so powerful for our state of mind, for our physical health, our mental and emotional health, and for our relationships with the people we love. So we're tricking the mind now. Don't tell it. We're going to offer 3 very simple, they don't take a huge commitment with formal props or even necessarily with time, because every minute we spend still and silent is another minute we spend being present with our deepest self. And when we are present with our deepest self, we have the most positive and important influence in the world.
Absolutely. I love the concept of this class because I always think, oh, I fantasize about vacation as being this time in which I'm going to be super relaxed and I'm going to, she's laughing. But actually, when I get there, anywhere you go, there you are. It's just I bring my mind with me, I bring my kids with me, and everybody needs to get fed, and someone's got to do the dishes. So, what
Laundry, and there's still fighting in the kids, and there's still the lost toy, and there's still all the tasks and joys and non-joys that we have at home.
Yeah, and so what I like about this offering today is it's a reminder that how close at hand this restorative state of mind body actually is. We don't need to go on vacation. We don't need a bunch of fancy props. We just need to decide to stop for a few minutes and let silence find us.
Well said.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you the website just in case you get jazzed about this practice. www.lasater.yoga. There's a couple options. Let me share my screen for a moment. This is lasater.yoga. And these are all the courses that we offer. If you want to go big, I would suggest enrolling in our teacher training. It's a bunch of pre-recorded content to learn until March. And then in March, we will all gather together for a bunch of live Zooms. Mama will be there. I will be there. It's not just for teachers. It's in case you want to really deepen your restorative practice. The other thing I would recommend is the Shavasana Intensive. That's 21
I love that
days.
name. I just love that name. Shavasana Intensive. So I hope you smile when you say it.
It's 21 days of yoga's most transformative pose. So it's the idea that you'll practice Shavasana every day for 21 days. And each day we give you a new tidbit, a new idea to go deeper with that pose. And the last one I would also suggest is this silence is everywhere, is 3 classes, restorative pranayama and meditation that we recorded live. Students really love it. Okay, I also want to just apologize. Mama's having some construction at her house, so in case you hear some banging, some drilling, some pounding,
It's
our
creative
apologies.
sounding.
All right, I think we're ready to begin. Would you ring your bells and get us started, Mama?
Yes, as always, let's start with a moment of conscious consciousness. Drop the chin, sit in front of your sitting bones, settle your shoulders. So we'd like to begin, Lizzie, with a simple back bend.
All right, let me pin myself. I'm big. We don't see Mama, but she's here with us. These 3 poses are adapted from Mama's book, Restore and Rebalance, in case you want to follow up and go deeper. I'm going to take my pillow, my eye cover, and my throw blanket over to the mat. Let me readjust. So I'm going to sit down on the floor. My bum is firmly and definitively on the floor. And then I'm going to place the pillow in behind. And really what we're looking for with this pillow is we're creating a gentle back bend in the lumbar and thoracic spine. And the pillow, because everyone will have a slightly different size pillow, we want it to end basically at the lower tip of your shoulder blades. Adjust, don't do anything that feels uncomfortable. It should be just a very gentle opening across the chest. My feet are wide and the knees are together. Depending on what climate you're in, you may want the blanket thrown over you for warmth, or I'm going to fold my blanket in such a way that it's a little bit heavy and drape it over my knees to help them kind of settle together. The belly is soft here. And I'm going to take my eye cover. And if you have something, you can just lay it over. But if you have a longer piece of fabric, you can bring it around to the back of your skull and then cross it over one eye and the other.
You could use a towel to do that. It's anything, the theme of today is simplicity. So whatever you have around, use it. Yoga practices, people often think is just about flexibility, but it's about something deeper. It's about adapting. So your toes are turned in a little bit, your arms are open and comfortable. Just part your lips. What is the hallmark of a back bend? Is when you feel, especially your lower ribs spreading to the side. You can see Lizzie's through the cloth of her shirt. So just settle to the back of the brain. Feel the opening of the ribs, the stability of the legs. And when your mind wants to wander, take it instead to the sensations of breath. Keep releasing your jaw, softening your hand. And now I'm going to go silent and I will ring the bells when it's time for you to come out. I'm here with you. Lizzie is here with you. but there is no talking, there is just being. So inhale the breath. And exhaling, roll easily to the side. And slowly sit up. That was 5 full moments of silence.
I mean,
Transformative.
yeah. 5 minutes and I feel completely melted.
All right. Would you instruct us in our next pose at the wall?
Yeah, we're going to move to
Let
the
me
wall.
add something before you do that. People might enjoy a little more padding under the sacrum, like maybe a blanket or doubling the mat.
Yeah.
The sacrum and the floor are both hard.
So you could put a blanket down, you could practice on a rug. I'm going to remove the pillow, which we don't need right now, and roll my legs up the wall. Some of you know Viparita Karani, which is elevated legs up the wall, but we're imagining you don't have a bolster and no prop restorative. We want to make it super simple. So you just want to find a good distance away from the wall so that it doesn't feel like too much stretch in the back of the legs, but also if I'm too far away, if I imagine if you see that I'm here, then I'm really hanging in the back of the knees. So we don't want that. You know, the bum is pretty close to the wall, but not touching, and the legs are not vertical. Now I'm going to take my blanket and just wrap it over my feet for warmth and padding my heels against the wall. Cheers. And then same trick with my scarf, but you could also, again, just place something over your eye. Darkness is a really powerful trigger for the nervous system to tell your body to shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic dominance. One last idea, alignment idea, before you start the pose is to rotate your skull slightly so
Lift it
that
up a
you're
little bit first. Yeah. Yes. Now. So what you're doing, if you want to show this again, please, is you're lifting your head up and you're holding it with your hands, bring your elbows up a little bit, and then just gently lengthen the back of the base of your skull. So you set it down on that flat place that's below the bump. Exactly what Lizzie was showing. And that has neurological implications. So make sure your shoulders feel relaxed, your fingers. You might want to lie on the little finger side of your arm, see how that feels to you, not necessarily palms up. And trust the wall, trust the floor, trust the moment. I will see you. I will ring the bells again in 5 minutes. Inhale the breath. Exhaling, bend your knees and roll slowly, carefully to the side of choice. And slowly sit. Another exact 5 minutes.
Mm. I'm nonverbal.
Which is good for you, but difficult for us. We do need you to be verbal.
I just feel as though I've begun that shift that I was speaking about very clearly, that shift from sympathetic, performing my personality in the world, doing, being, serving. And it began these two poses in just 10 minutes, began to trigger a sense of being and a decrease in my ambition.
So, two things I'd like to question you about. How about your anxiety/worry?
What anxiety? What worry?
The reason you don't feel anxiety right now is because you are deeply present with the sensations of the taste, the aftertaste, the reflection of that, to those two poses. And when we're in the present, we're never afraid. Anxiety is always about the future. And the second thing is, I'm guessing you understand the meaning of the word santosha, which is contentment. Sanskrit word for contentment. There's no prodding. There's no prodding. What's next? Get up.
There was a little bit, I was thinking like, oh, I'm having two friends for lunch tomorrow. What am I going to cook? Da, 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 da. But it was like, da, 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 and then it's just back into the body and the breath. Da, 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 back into the body.
Yes. That's a lovely place to be here now. Yes.
Yeah. So,
all right. After that exhausting practice, we're now ready for shavasana.
Dun, 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 dun. As we said, you could do this shavasana as a standalone. You could do the 3-pose sequence. You could do either of those poses as a standalone practice. The shavasana we're going to do today is an adaptation of Stonehenge shavasana, which is in Mama's wonderful book, Restore and Rebalance. I'm going to use 2 pillows from my couch to elevate my legs, but you could also use a couch or a chair. It's the idea of elevating the lower legs. Let me pin myself again. Anything you want to say about the pose as I'm setting it up, Ma?
Oh, yes. One suggestion is you have a thin mat on a hard floor. You might want to do this on a rug, or for you, Lizzie, if you want to lay down a couple of long blankets or thin blankets, like just long ways, just for the padding of the sacrum. So it doesn't have to be, I would have left them folded in half. So it's just the trunk of your body. You don't really need it under the arms or legs, just under the head and the spine and the sacrum and the pelvis.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's lovely.
Okay, so this doesn't have to be a yoga blanket because we said it's no props. It could be any old blanket that you have.
Normal props. So just make sure your spine is on. It's going to be more comfortable for your bones. So those are literally off your couch, are they not?
They're literally from my couch in my living room. And they are just stacked on top of each other to create this kind of effect. I'm going to pad the backs, like really support the backs of my knees, slightly internally rotate the feet. So this could be on a couch. Like my feet could be on the seat of a couch, But if you're using cushions like this, it's absolutely fine that the feet are dangling down. That actually feels quite good. Then I'm
And
going to take,
if possible, the heels are lower than the knees.
yeah,
You'll see that's true for Lizzie.
pillow, and I'm going to cover myself up for warmth a bit. Cover the feet, and I have my eye cover and my pillow.
So we're going to do shavasana, which is a moment in which we remember silence and stillness. It's a formal remembering of stillness and silence. And I'll start you in the pose, and then I'm going to leave you for a longer period of time, approximately 20 minutes. If you have it, stay there. The mind right resist in the middle, in the beginning, but once you make the shift, it's quite powerful. And then I'll ring the bells. All right, Lizzie. I'm now muted. No, not muted yet. Soon to be muted. So the very first thing to quote unquote do in Shavasana is to notice. Notice the angle of the chin. Are the shoulder blades slightly spread out and relaxed? And importantly, are your lower back ribs, the lowest ribs, are they easily, without effort, on the floor? Notice that you're lying on the middle of your sacrum and the lower back on that curved bone. Notice that your legs are letting go of their daily job of supporting you, feet. Notice the back side of your body first. Now notice the front side, releasing forehead. Let the teeth part and the tongue rest easily against the root of the mouth. Notice the center of the body and the mantra of the breath, the repetition, and how the breath softens in this pose, how the effort of breathing softens in this pose. The breath always meets the moment. And this is a moment of silence and stillness. Feel the basin we call pelvis. Release the deep belly organs, the pelvic floor, the long, strong, and large muscles of the legs. Feel the space between the toes. You are now intimate with the floor, intimate with this moment. You are no longer doing Shavasana. And you are no longer just receiving Shavasana. You are at long last being Shavasana. I will ring my bells. Until then, the moment is yours. Turn the knees so the kneecaps look at the ceiling. Exhale, bring your lower back ribs and your lower back firmly against the floor. And then drag one foot and then the second foot up onto the prop and roll to the side. Stay there if you'd like, but Lizzie, please come and join us. So tell me, did that seem like a long time? It was full 20 minutes from when I stopped talking.
Wow.
Yeah. So the asana now has shaped you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the practice has shaped you. Any parting words?
Thank you.
May we live like the lotus, at home in the muddy water. Lizzie, for your support, your help, your creativity, your joy in this practice. Thank all of you for your practice. Every little drop of presence shifts the axis of the universe. For all that you do and don't do, like the not doing you just did for 20 minutes. Sending all our love and affection. Namaste.
Namaste.